season, I think it was kind of like, we talked about lots of different things. I think the original element was about creating some kind of Mohican sort of through the top of the hair. We talked about braiding. When I saw the collection and I spoke to Nicholas, we wanted to strip it back and make it much cleaner, much more effortless, and I suppose more urban. More accessible is the word. The kind of inspiration is this sort of intrepid explorer meets Inuit tribes, sort of futuristic traveller. I think it's very much the ethos of what Nicolas Cage's about.
You may end up as a piano, never touched by hand. Never.
There's a little bit of mystery and darkness here, of just basically creating this kind of nomadic Arctic princess that's very strong and braving the elements, and the collection has some great, cool Arctic flair to it.
If you can't believe, you will need to disrespect everything you can't explain to yourself.
So this season we went to the Arctic. Last season we were in Taos. So we went all the way up to the other end of the spectrum, and we went to the Arctic. And we were inspired by an Arctic explorer named Peter Freuchen, who was one of the first explorers to marry into the Inuit tribes. And I think, that is really great. That kind of resembles our brand because we're very utilitarian. So we have that kind of explorer's feeling, but we also are a little organic. So the nomadic Inuit tribe is like a really, it's a great fit and fusion, and it just really inspired us this season.
Yeah, and especially with the hair, looked very complex. Nick was telling me, but it's kind of simple, and the makeup too. It's like if you're stranded out there, this is what you're gonna look like, right?
I mean, Nick Irwin and the TG team, they did just such an amazing job, kind of recreating a slightly savage Mohawk feeling that kind of resembled kind of an Inuit nomadic, like easy kind of hairstyle. And the makeup by NYX, Tina Turnbow did such an amazing job to create like the tough kind of independent, strong woman that can survive the Arctic winters. So we're really excited that we have such a strong team. And the nails, the nail team from Red Carpet Manicure did just a beautiful job. Like, we wanted something very organic, and like we actually wanted like a snowy kind of texture to the nails, so I wanted to feel like people just dipped their hands into the snow and create a really interesting texture. So we have such a great team, and we're just so excited.
Now, Christopher, I know you could survive out there in the Arctic. I know it, man. You're such an incredible guy, man. How do you feel about this collection, man?
I love it. I mean, we always think about things that inspire us, and obviously nature is definitely one of them. I mean, that's where we sort of get grounded, where we feel like we get this sort of balance. So, I mean, the Arctic is actually a really harsh environment, but it also provides so much beauty and so much interesting color, and it's pretty amazing. Like, it's kind of like the desert, because people think that the desert is very barren and lifeless, but it's actually not. There is so much life there, and then the Arctic, I think, is the same way. It is very hostile, but you see like people like the Inuit Indians surviving and prospering and having a wonderful life. So I think that when we look at those environments, we're always sort of like, wow, this is really cool. This is amazing. Yeah.
Well, awesome, guys. I can't wait to see your collection, and happy Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week.
Thank you. Always so nice to see you.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Never touched by hand, never tickled by fingers. Have you ever tried? If you can't listen, it's only a matter of time, and you will ignore your own voice too. Have you ever tried? If you can't believe, you will need to disrespect everything you can't explain.
Alex, happy Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week.
Hi, Steven. It's great to see you again.
You too, you too. So, Nicholas Kay, her show was incredible. Her and Christopher, oh my God. What do you think about it?
Wow, I was blown away. I mean, there were actually some sweatpants on the models, and those were the sexiest, hottest sweatpants I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I loved the layering. I loved all the knitwear. I particularly loved the last look of the men's with the sort of backpack detail of the coat. It was just phenomenal. What a great way to start the week.